Hola bafethu. Welcome to your number one podcast channel right here in namakwaland bafethu. You know who this is bafethu. Your host MK Maradona bafethu, the guy with the PhD presented to him by the gods of football bafethu themselves. Bafethu, today we are going to dive into something very dark, something very enlightening bafethu. Some people might think, hey, this guy, hey, this guy. Some people will take it with the chin and lift up their chin and look forward. What is that? What is that? Now, Bafetu, before we dive into this thing, Bafetu, I want you to prepare yourself mentally and also spiritually, Bafetu. Spiritually. Because this thing, it needs you to feel it on another realm to understand it. That's why I said this thing is dark, Bafetu. Understand? Because some people, panale more now. They have jealousy, they have a quarrel and jealousy is very dark things, Buffett. Very dark things. You understand? They say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Buffett, when we come back, we are going to dive into this thing. Boom. So Buffett, we are back, Buffett, and yes, Buffett. This is what we are all about Bafetu here, the channel Local Soccer 101 Bafetu, the channel that only talks local football here in the Northern Cape Bafetu. Now, first of all, I want to say congratulations to the champs of the Northern Cape. I want to say congratulations to the JT Haitiwe champs, NC Pros, NC Professionals. Bafetu, I don't know. I'm speechless, Bafetu. And for the first time, I want to really take my head off for guys. Spectacular performance. Spectacular performance by this team, Buffett. Starting in the Abc Motsepe, going forward, striving forward, making their way, knocking on doors. That's very difficult, Buffett. And suppose they've made it to the last four in the playoffs, Buffett, which is very difficult, Buffett. Which is very difficult. Now, if you take a team like NC Pros, NC Professionals, Bafetu, they are a team that have tried numerously and numerous times to make their region proud, let alone the province, but to make their region proud, Bafetu. Now, take a castle like Willie van Hoek. Willie van Hoek have produced star players, professional players, player like your own, like our own. If you are Orlando Pirates fan, you know what I'm talking about. You know, some people is going to say, are our own. Why is he? No, not in that way, Bafetu. Not in that way. If I say our own, I'm talking to Orlando Pirates about that. So, Bafetu, I'm talking about Leboang Motibantwa, Bafetu. Leboang Motibantwa coming out of the streets, the dusty streets of Willie van Hoek, Bafetu, and make it so far. And have made it so far into a very brilliant professional career, Bafetu. So for these boys, so for this club, it's something that they also want to to extend for the players that's playing for the club, push them into a career whereby they can play also professional football Bafethu. And there's a lot of eager players at the team Bafethu, as you can see with the performance. You understand that the boys are giving to the coach, to Coach Robbie. You can see those boys, they are eager. They want to play professional football Bafethu. You understand? So you can see the roots of Oliphant's Hook as a car, see that it does produce star players. It does produce teams like your NC Pros. You understand, Bafetu? So, like I said, Bafetu, this team is putting in a lot of work. They've put in a lot of work. It's not easy. The Abc Motsepe League is not easy. It's not an easy league. This team, NC Pros, they have faced difficult opponents in the Abc Motsepe League. They faced difficult times. They've traveled long hours. But every hour, every effort the boys have put in have gained themselves a position as far as the last four in the Abc Motsepe playoffs Bafethu. Now that's something that doesn't come light Bafethu, and that's something I can really assure you. Some teams have been struggling for years to even reach that level. So Bafethu, there's something I want to read to you. There's something I want to read to you. I went through the club. So Bafethu, I went on a public platform Bafethu, where all clubs in the Northern Cape, their statuses are there, their information is there. They call themselves Inaku, and that's where you can find the information I'm gonna provide to you right now if you want to verify what I'm saying is true or not. So going back to the main topic, which is NC Pros Bafethu. So NC Pros, they say it's a club in Gamagara. I don't know how they're gonna pronounce it. Is it Gamagara or is it Gamagara? I don't know. But since it's a Tswana speaking region, I think that one might say Gamagara. Gamagara. Yeah, I think that one might say Gamagara. So they say the club is in Gamagara, Safa, John Taulo, Gaitiwe, Galagadi, Northern Cape. They also say that NC Professionals FC are proudly flying the flag of Gamagara in the competitive Abc Motsepe League. So I want us to highlight these things of regions and highlight these things, this thing of province. I want us to highlight those two things. So here's a club done exceptionally well, and they are flying the flag of Garamagara. They're flying the flag of Garamagara. So it's very important that we get to understand the term flying the flag. It's very important that we understand that term. You understand? So this team is in the Abc Motsepe League. They say with a reputation for skillful players and relentless determination, the team is poised to make a strong impression in the season's campaign. Now, they have been making strong poised. They have been proving points, this team, NC Pros. You understand, guys? So they go forward, they say they're representing the Gamagara region. NC Professionals are set to face tough competition as they are aimed to climb the ranks in one of South Africa's most exciting football leagues. So, Abc Motsepe League is the most exciting football league, Prophet. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. Stars come from there. Great players come from those lower leagues, Prophet. So I want to go forward. They say their passion for sport coupled with the support of the local community, coupled support with the local community. So there's a local community of Haramahara, that region, that people, gotta, you understand? So they say it makes them a formidable force on the field because of that support they get from the community. They go forward, they said fans in Haramahara are encouraged to show their support and join in the journey as NC professionals strive to bring pride and recognition to the region. And bring pride and recognition to the region. Now, I don't want to take what Engaku is saying out of content. No? I don't want to do that. But I am going to apply my mind. I'm going to apply my mind. So, they only mention the province once. They only mention the province once. But most of the time along the way, they mention a lot the region. And they talk a lot about the community. So it's evident, guys, that yes, yes, Northern Cape as a province, just for NC Pros to be in the Northern Cape, the province is already out there. The province is already out there. But to assure you, the community and the region, that names get mentioned a lot because that's the recognition, that's the pride of this club. You understand? That's the pride of this club. So I don't want people to get this wrong of what I'm going to say down the line. I don't want people to get this wrong, but I want you to understand the pride of a club, of a football club, of a local football club. The pride of it is the community, the supporters, and the region they are representing. I want people to understand it. So, NC Pros Bafritu, they've done exceptionally well, Bafritu. There's nothing you can take away from them. But to just say hard luck, boys, you can try again next time. And next time you'll be prepared. Say hard luck, boys. The opponents you were facing were more prepared than you. To say hard luck, boys. The opponents that you were facing were more skilled, were more alert, made less mistakes, could, could have analyzed the game more, more better. You understand? That's all you can say currently right now. But take nothing away from NC Pros. They have set the record. They've set the record. And why I want to mention this. I know during the playoffs, I was very quiet. I was very quiet. I said nothing. I was observing. You understand? I said nothing about NC pros. Yes, we cover Northern Cape football, but I said nothing. I was just relaxed and I watched everything how they played out. You understand? And I've watched from inside and from outside. You understand? And I must say, guys, as I've alluded, that the ABC Motsepe League is a very interesting league. Very, very interesting league. All those clubs that's playing in that league or in that streams, they want to make it out and they want to make their regions proud. They want to make their regions proud. So, with that to say, is that from the outside, there was this tendency that people who were very negative, people who were very, very negative, and there was this tendency that okay, they try to be spiteful because of their negativity. They try to be spiteful, and on the other side, they want to convey a message or to convey a message of truthfulness, a message of support. Now, I had a big problem with that, guys. Personally, I had a big problem with that because how can you support someone based on based on the spitefulness you have or the hatred you have for someone else? How does that work? How does that work? Now, it's evident that a lot of these teams, like I said, they've tried to win these streams. Some of these teams they couldn't even reach top one position one. They couldn't even reach the top one position. So it makes me it makes me understand why they can't really edge the top. Makes me understand why they really can't edge the top. Now, it's not because you're very negative or you're very spiteful. No, it's because we get rebellion towards something that can help you. Guys, if you come in contact with someone who's smarter than you, don't become rebelliant. Don't push them away, but get closer to them so that you can learn. Don't become spiteful. Don't turn to the next person and try to support this person because you don't want to be associated with this person who is smarter than you. Don't do that. It's stupidity. Stupidity. So what the main issue here is that is you find clubs, football clubs, right, that really don't want to support each other. They don't want to support each other. They'd rather go somewhere else and support some other team and hope things go well for their team. They'd rather do that. Now here's my problem with that is that I can't take the broom and go sweep my neighbor's house. I can't do that. I can't take the broom and go out of my town and go sweep another house in another town. I can't do that. That's not beneficial to my house. It's not beneficial to my house. I can't do that because it's not gonna help anything I'm trying to achieve. It's not gonna help anything I'm trying to achieve. And make it simple for people to understand. You can't be a club, football club, and have a relationship with a club that's in another region. Or let alone if it's a relationship, let alone if it's a relationship. You can't do that. You can have a relationship with a club that's out of another region, but he's playing on a higher pedestal as you, sitting on a higher pedestal as you, or playing in a higher league. Then you can have a relationship with them. You understand? It's like Orbit College. When Orbit College was not in the in the in the bad way and still playing in the NFD, which is the Motsepe Foundation right now, they had a correlation, they had a relationship with Orlando Pirates. And it was evident. It was evident for them to get growth because Orlando Pirates have the resources, they have the knowledge, they have everything. You understand? So they managed to get into the bad way. You understand? So that's something anyone can condone. That's something anyone can use to their advantage. But how can I how can I hate the team or not hate? How can I dislike a club that's opposite the border, but they are the ones that have been keeping us from winning the league, the streak? How can I do that? What am I gaining from that? What am I gaining from that? So I want to illustrate something. I want to illustrate something. You have Benfica, which is the pride of namakwaland. You have Olympics, which is the pride of namakwaland. You have Amalaus, which is the pride of Appington. I don't know what's Appington. I think they have their region, yeah, but I just forgot the name. But anyway, and then you have NC Pros, which is the pride of JT, which is Hamahara, and then you have Kakama Juventus, which is the pride of I think the same, but let me just pull them apart and say which from Kakamas. No, you know the region again, but I just want to pull Abington and Kakama Juventus aside. So these clubs have wants to have relationships with each other. They want to have relationship with each other. But let me make an example. Here's NC Pros, right? Way out of the reach of these four clubs. They play in the same stream. Now, will it be advisable or will it make sense for these four clubs that's close together to have a relationship or correlation with with a club that's outside of of their way outside of their region? Doesn't make sense. It will never make sense. It will never make sense because they are the opponent, right? Now, here is my point of view. Kakama Juventus have been keeping the stream at lock. They've been keeping the stream at lock. Let's look. Let's look at let's look at their last their last their season, the season of 2024 and 2025. Let's look at that season for Kakama Juventus. Let's look. I want us to look at how they performed. Were they second or were they first? Let's look. Let's just look. Because I want you to understand that why I mention the street clubs. I want you to understand why I mention the street clubs. Now, 2024 to 2025 season, Kakama Juventus was on top. Kakama Juventus was on top. They had a stagger of 32 points, showing dominance over all those clubs that stay in this league. Olympics ended up in the top 5, which is position 3, right behind Kakama United. Showed you dominance, showed you there was promise, there was progress in their performance in the league. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I envision something like this. I envision Kakama Juventus and Olympics coming together by the end of the season or off season, coming together for friendlies, play friendlies together, just for Olympics to find out where does Kakama Juventus edge me. Remember, guys, friendlies is to help the other club or is to see where mistakes are. You understand? And I don't think Kakama Juventus can deny Olympics a friendly. I don't think that's possible. You understand? I don't think they will do that. You understand? So Olympics can utilize those opportunities to perfect themselves, to strengthen themselves for when they face a Kakama Juventus again in the league. That's the only way a team can get better. It's by playing teams that's ranked higher or that have accomplished more than you and play them friendlies. Coach must take out his book, write notes. You understand? In order to conquer the next time they meet. You will never beat a team if you shy away or you hate them or you try to dislike them or you try to maneuver a way around them. You will never beat them. You will never beat them. And if you beat them, Good. But do you beat them in a game where the results is effective? Yes or no? You understand? So in this industry, winning get to be weighed. It gets to be weighed. That's why you see there are games where teams decide to say, "Yeah, I can't lose here. Everything is at stake. If I lose these 3 points, I lose the league. Or if I give those 2 points away, I'm out of the race." Something like that. That win gets weighed. You understand? So it's for those games that you prepare yourself against those teams to say, I need to strengthen my team. You understand? I need to strengthen my team. And why I say take a team like Akama Juventus is because they are close by. They are close by for friendly. They just there. They can come down and play the friendly with you, and then they go back. Simple as that. You understand what I'm trying to say? So why why would teams like Benfica not want to take that option? Benfica 2024 to 2025, they ended up in the fifth position. It was better. It was better. Just needed a little bit of something. You understand? Now with them, look at a team like Olympics. Why did they end up third? What did they do good? You understand? Approach. Remember, guys, this league that these guys find themselves in is an orchestrated league. You can orchestrate a win before the game is even get played. That's why you see there is this and this to get 3 points to somewhere. You can orchestrate. You understand? So what better way to orchestrate through an understanding between one manager and one manager? You understand? Come together, find out, hey, what did you guys do good or do right to beat us or to end up third position? You understand? Can we play a friendly? Benfica and Olympics playing a friendly, high intention friendly, high intense friendly, and at the end of the day, the coach have the book and have the results. He has his list of mistakes that this team was doing, and then go back to the training ground and correct it. What is so difficult? And then I'm telling you, I promise you, the next season or the next game I'm gonna play against the Olympics, I'm gonna give them a tough time. I'm gonna give them a tough time. You understand? That's why they call themselves friendlies or they call themselves practice matches. Because practice makes you perfect. Practice makes you perfect. You understand? So it's those relationships that I feel people have turned them into hatred for each other. That people have turned them into quarrels for each other. That they have to go out of the region to support a team that's out of their region, way out of their region. While as that team, while as that team is only trying to push the pride of their region and the community that they are playing for. And as well, the club. You are here. Hey, I want that team to do good. I want that team to do good. I want that team to do good. Why do you want that team to do good while you are doing bad? While you are doing bad, while you are doing nothing to improve you yourself, while you are doing nothing to improve yourself, you want other teams to do better. That team is already doing better. They're already doing better. Mm. It's like congratulating me for getting my PhD from the gods of football. My dog, I don't need I don't need your congratulations. I already have my PhD. I don't need it. So why are you congratulating me for? Because I'm from South Africa and you are also from South Africa? No, my brother. No, no, my sister. No, hot money. No. Mm. The same way as you represent South Africa, I also represent South Africa. If I do good, hey man, I have to go back home and say, I have to go thank Mama Zala. I have to go thank Baba Mudimu. I have to, hey man, I have to go back home, Wabo, to the region, to the people who support me in the region, in the country there. I must go back to them. Wabo, that's where my pride is. Wabo, that's where my pride is. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is let let in terms of support, let's support the people that's in our community, the clubs that's in our community. Let's support them because they are the ones who will pull the region's name into a higher position. That's why when we read, we say to Benfica, die prachtige stukken van namakwaland. Die prachtige stukken van namakwaland. We say that. And when we look at Olympics, we call them the army of Namakwaland. The pride, you can hear the pride of the region's name in these two clubs. 2025 to 2026, their performance have dropped. What could have been the problem? Is it because, like I said, the hatred that's there between the two clubs, that they can't work together, that they can't work from the bad results with each other to perfect their results going forward? Because these two clubs are not just fighting among themselves, they are fighting. There's bigger opponents out there. There are bigger fishes to fry. There's your NC Pros. There's your Kakama Juventus. There's your Amalaus that have come in and surprised everyone. Come in and surprised everyone. So you want to tell me that you are still gonna fight each other? You still gonna hate each other? You still gonna not like each other? You still not gonna think as Kakama Juventus? You're not gonna take Kakama Juventus as an example, not just an example, but as a source that can like kind of just give you guys like the information and not just information but experience also, because these guys they play with experienced footballers. They play with experienced footballers. If I have to take an attack of Olympics, let me take a Lundi and let me take a player of Kakama Juventus. Let me take one of those twins, and I compare them with Lundi. Proper quality, proper quality that I'm having here. But there's something we are not talking about. This boy was trained by highly professional coaches. He comes from Orlando Pirates. He was there. He comes from the development side. He was there. He was trained by those professional coaches. And this one was not. This one still have his local coach who's grooming him. That's a way big difference I'm talking about. But bring these two players together. Let them sit and talk about the M fit wait. I just saw 1, 2, 3. Let's do this 1, 2, 3. Getting that 0.1% of knowledge from Simo to Lundi, I'm telling you, it's gonna make a big, big difference. Big difference. Call those workshops Olympics and Kakama Juventus. Call those workshops. Let the players come and let the players just have a time together. I'm gonna talk football. Benfica, do the same. Call those workshops, football workshops between clubs. Sit down. Have a spare. Brilliant, brilliant right back. Have him call it. Have him have talks with players like your booty, your young booty of Olympics. Let him encourage the boy. I'm telling you, you will see a different booty. But teams don't do that. They don't do that. 2025 to 2026, the performance have dropped. The performance have dropped. A very, very, very poor performance. If you can see, if we can see Olympics 2025 to 2020, 2020, 2025 to 2020, 2025 to 2026, if we can see Olympics, they ended up nowhere near the top five. Nowhere near the top five. Benfica, nowhere near the top five. That's how poor their run was in this campaign. Olympics, the last 5 games they played, they had 2 losses and 3 wins. That's good. That's good. But if we have to weigh, does that weigh something? No. No. Because you've lost games that weighs and that matters in your campaign. They ended nowhere near the top 5. They ended up with 26 points. 26 points. That's very, 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 very poor. Benfica, their last 5 games was 1 win and 4 losses. They ended up right behind Olympics, 9th position. With how many points? With a mere 24 points. Very, very weak. Very, 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 very weak. Because if you have to see the teams that's behind them, I'm telling you, you will have to look into Postmansburg. You will have to look into Rastafari Eagles. You have to look into young ones. Now, the stats that I'm giving you is not until the final games that they played, but it's just between the 20th and the 90th game that these teams have played. You understand? Which is already at the end of the league. You understand? So I want us to understand how I'm trying to initiate, not just initiate, but how I'm trying to explain the whole point that I'm trying to bring across is that there is a way for Olympics and Benfica to win the stream. They must just be smart about it. There's nothing or there's no emotion that makes you more stupid or more an idiot than anger or than jealousy or than spitefulness. There is no emotion like that There's no emotion like that. You can meet you an idiot. You can stand right next to 5 million, but because you are an idiot, because you are spiteful, because you are stupid, you want to be better, you think you're better, then that person turn away with his 5 million and go somewhere else. Because you think this person that's standing in front of you wants to be better than you don't want to humble yourself to just improve yourself under his wing. You feel like you are equals. You are not equals. You are not equals. You are not equals. I can't, if someone's coming sit next to me here, and this person, it's Majola, and it's Fezile Majola, and here I am. I want to think me and Fezile Majola said, no, we're not equals. We're not. I have to learn from Fezile Majola. I have to learn. I have to learn from Fabrizio. Or whatever that guy's name is. Nah, come on, say. Learn and say. So I have to learn, Buffett. You understand? So the same message I'm trying to push across is that for Olympics and Benfica, if they want to win this league, Benfica, rather Olympics, they have. I don't want to lie, they have a beautiful record when it comes to this league. They have a beautiful record because if we have to look in terms of how they've progressed, 2028 to 2019, 2018 to 2019, they ended up 8th on the log. Okay, good. Let's see. Then that next season, because men's regional Safa Namakwa. Oh, okay, that one. That no. That one was the men's provincial ABC Motsepe. No, so the ABC Motsepe League, 2021 to 2020, they ended up fourth. Very very good. They ended up fourth. And then you could see they had a nice they had that progress. Then 2020 to 2023, the next season, they dropped 2 points, 2 positions to the sixth position. Then you can see they the following season they dropped again 1 position. They ended up seventh. And then 2024 to 2025 season, what did they do? They bettered again into the third position. They ended up third. So there's something, guys, that I'm trying to show you. There's a pattern that I'm trying to show you that Olympics can win the stream, but there's something keeping them back. There's something that keeping them back. There's something that keeping them back. What can it be? Does Olympics have alliances? I've never seen Olympics have alliances with clubs that's more dominant than them around here in the region. I don't. You can't go and play with a Kangna's regional league, with a Kangna's regional league, Hollywood bad team, and then you think you measure yourself towards. No, you're not measuring yourself. You're not. You must play with a team that's higher than you if you want to measure yourself. But I've not seen that happen. Maybe that's the step they need. Maybe they need to put their pride away and say, guys, let's step out this season, off season. Let's go into places where high teams are with more resources than us, and play as much friendlies with them than that then and then let's see what can happen, what we can take from them. Maybe that's what they lack all along. Maybe that's what they lack because it's evidently they can take this league. I can't say the same. I can't say the same can happen if they take that route, if they open themselves up and they they acknowledge the fact that yes, there's teams better than us. There's your Kakama Juventus, they're better than you. There's your Amalaus, they're better than you. They've showed it, they've proved it. There's teams like Appleton City, uh come on, coach Leonard can just take the pen, write and or type an email to Appleton City. Appleton City, please come down, come play friendly with us. I will sort out everything in terms of refreshments and whatever. Because it's a big club, guys. You can't take them as if it's a big no, they're a big club. So make sure you plan that friendly very, very nicely. And make sure that day your guys are top fit. Your guys you can take notes from it so that you can learn to improve yourself. You understand what I'm trying to say, guys? So let's look into Benfica. Benfica, ABC Motsepe League 2022 to 2023. They ended up fifth. Then 2023 to 2024, yeah, they ended up fifth. Again, they ended up fifth again. Then 2024 to 2025, they ended up fifth again. Then 2025 to 2026, they ended up ninth. So Benfica, I know why their points, their positions doesn't fluctuate. I know why. It's because they use players that's from outside. So no matter what, the status of the team, or let me say the performance of the team, doesn't drop because of utilizing one player throughout the campaign. Because most performance of players, they can fluctuate. So they don't reach that stage. So whenever that player wants to go, they bring in another strong player. Whenever that player goes, they bring another strong player. So it's the team is always strong. It's just how the coach utilize the team. How it throws up his 11 and stuff. But the players are there. The strong players are there. You must just use them proper. Right? So that's why their position doesn't really fluctuate like Olympics one. Olympics we can accept it. It's because they utilize homegrown players. Those players come from the roots through Olympics development sites and stuff. So you can see all those players need is just professional attachment, professional experience. And if I mention professional, I'm not saying PSL or no, just higher up, just higher class. You understand? While they were drinking, okay, while they were drinking juice, new or over Red Bull, and when they taste Red Bull, they become hungry. They like the taste of Red Bull. Abo, when over juice ya guava, bona ba batla Red Bull, so they like that taste, and it's gonna make them better because Red Bull give you wings. So now they have wings. They can think on their feet. You understand? So I think those players lack that thing of Olympics. But for Benfica, I think ending up ninth position was very poor. It was very, very poor. And the coach must blame himself for that. The coach must blame himself for that because their record speak for himself. They have been there in the top 5 repeatedly, and there's something that they must really. I mean, I think if they stick with one team for 3 seasons or for 2 seasons, the second season they can beat the Kakama Juventus. But that must also include friendlies, playing friendlies with Kakama Juventus, playing friendlies with teams like Amalaus, off-season things. You understand? Coach must have a nice budget. Guys must go out, sell sweets, so that they can come money inside, so that we can go out and play that friendlies perfect. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it all comes down to that at the end of the day. All comes down to that. Abo. Pulang di pelo. Stop hating teams that can assist you. Stop hating teams that can assist you. You understand? You are bringing about your own downfall and your own, own demise. Bafethu, ke la rata Bafethu, MK Maradona, Bafethu la ntse ba ke Bafethu local soccer 101, Bafethu, the channel that's there for those local supporters and those local soccer stars that stay in those locations. Bafethu, la ntse ba Bafethu MK Maradona, the guy with the PhD, straight from the courts of football. Ke la rata Bafethu. See you on our next episode. Phela phela. Tanzo.